In this video, we're going to work on making transitions between scenes, but with a fade in and fade out. So this is going to combine our scene transitions, the global manager that we made, along with the animation player that we just learned. All right, so we'll start with our global manager tutorial, which is T11 scene manager, and we'll just copy and paste that, and we'll rename it as T18 fade in, and we'll just open that up. So if we go to our global manager scene, right now global manager doesn't have anything in there, and it's just really a script, but we're going to be adding some stuff in here. So we add a child canvas layer so that it overlays the screen, and then to this canvas layer we'll add a child of color rect. It's basically exactly what it says, a rectangle that has a color. And in the 2D view, we'll make it expand to fill up the whole screen. And also we want it to be black in color. So let's go to the inspector and we can change the color to black. Just move all the sliders over to the left. In Global Manager, we're now adding these like visual elements. So we actually need to do a couple of things to fix that, which is number one, we need to go to the project settings and we need to go to globals where we first declared that this is going to be an auto load. And we actually, you can see that our path, we only added the script. So anything that is in the like children of the global manager scene is not going to be there because it's not auto loaded. So let's delete that and let's create a new one with the path leading to the global manager scene. So global manager.tscn rather than global manager.gd. We'll add that, so there it is there. So that's good. And so now what we can do is play the game. And if all has gone well, we should see a black screen because that is our color rect. So that obviously isn't going to be a very engaging game. So we're going to change that color in the visibility and modulate. We're going to change that to transparent, just the A, and drag it all the way to the left. So that's transparent. And we can play the game now. And we can see the menu as before. But if you try to click on it, it won't click because what we're clicking on is not in fact the menu, but we're clicking on that transparent rectangle. Well, we need to be able to click the menu, of course. So what we need to do is go into the inspector of the color rect and go to the mouse. And this has a filter and we're going to ignore. So set the filter to ignore. Play it again. And now our game should work normally. Level 1. And it goes to level 1 and we can move around and such. Okay, we're all set up and ready to go. Now we can go to Global Manager and add as a child of Global Manager our animation player. All right, animation player is here. Click on animation in the animation panel at the bottom and it'll ask for, well, you can select a new animation. The name of the new animation, I would like to name it transparent to black. Just like that. You could name it whatever you want, but I find that having a name like this makes it very clear what this animation is actually doing. Click OK. In this animation, we're going to add a track, and this is going to be a property track. And this is going to take our color rect. Double click on color rect and search for, so there's all these properties. We can just go into the search bar and search for modulate. And we chose modulate. Our time is 1 second. I think that's okay. And so we need to add a keyframe. Right click on the timeline to insert key. We'll choose that. And in this key, we're going to take a look at the value, and in the value, this is the current value that we've set it at, which is transparency all the way to the left. So it's fully transparent. That's fine. We're going to add another keyframe over here. So at the end of the timeline, insert another key, and this time we click on that little key, the little square down there, and that brings up the values over here, and we click on that, and what we want is for the A to be fully on the right, so to be fully opaque. All right, and that is done. Now we're going to add another animation. So click on animation again and new, and this time we're going to go black _2 _transparent. And we're going to do the same thing, except this time, okay, add track, property, colorrect, and search modulate. This time we're going to go insert key, and we're going to go from black. So this time the first one is black, and then the second one, insert key again, and the second one should be transparent, black to transparent. In the animation list, there's one more that was set up for us, which is called reset. And this is kind of the default value. We would like the default value to be transparent. And so let's just see, and it is indeed transparent. This modulate was already there for us, so that's pretty handy. So transparent is what we want there. Let's go to our code now. Save that, go to script, go to global manager.gd, and where do we want to play the animation? It's basically before we instantiate the scene, right? So we're going to go animation player, drag it over here, dot play. And what we want to play first is transparent to black. So when we are changing a scene, we want the black rectangle to be transparent and then become visible and then become invisible again. So first thing we're going to go is transparent to black, and then instantiate that new scene, and then we're going to go the other one, which is black to transparent. Let's try and see what happens. Okay, so you can see those transitions. And if I go from here, level 2, and you can see that transition, right? Let's make the time a bit longer so you can really see it. So let's make our black to transparent. Change the time over here, say 5 seconds. And let's move this one over to the end there. And let's do the same thing with transparent to black. Make it 5 seconds, and we can just drag our keyframe over to the end. And let's try that again. And you can see a very slow fade in. Click on level 1, a very slow fade in. And the fade out seems very fast. So I'm going to add something here. I'm going to add await animation player dot animation finished. So what this should do is it should do this, so it's going to play this animation transparent to black, but it's not going to continue on things immediately. It's just going to hang out here until this animation is finished playing, all 5 seconds. Before I put this line, it was starting this transition from transparent to black and then immediately doing all this other stuff, which the next thing that we actually see is this one, from black to transparent. So let's see if this works. All right, going from level 1 to level 2, fading out real slow, completely black, and then fading in real slow. So that works pretty well. There was a slight little hiccup. You can see as soon as we start the game, because we are calling that transitions function at the very beginning with that dummy scene, that's why it takes a long time to get started. So that's something that you could fix here with using if statements, like basically if the scene name is dummy, then don't do this stuff, but otherwise do this stuff, something like that. But yeah, that's basically how you do fade-ins and fade-outs. If you don't have a global manager, you can still do this, except all this code and all this stuff, the canvas layer and the color rect and the animation player, this would all happen in your level scene rather than in the global manager scene. All right, so that's all for this tutorial. See you in the next one.